You are now watching Zach Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! Yo, what's poppin' peeps? Welcome back to the channel, Zach Lesage here. Today we're going to be covering another Brilliant Stars early deck profile, and that's going to be on Charizard VSTAR. So after watching Celio's network video, I was inspired by one of the Japanese lists that I saw there. So shout out to Celio's channel and all that great stuff. I took my own take on the list that I think looks really good too. So this is a great way to play Charizard VSTAR in my opinion, and hopefully you enjoy it. My list is in the description. We will be jumping into the deck profile. Again, I do want to stress out that these are new, they are new concepts, they are new decks. We don't necessarily have the fullest set list. There might be a few cards that get added into the set, so this is really like a good rough take on the deck, and hopefully it inspires some players to get some Brilliant Stars content ready and helps people prepare for that format. That being said, I'm hyped. Shout out to PokeBeach for the translations, and we're going to be jumping right into the deck profile. So you want to know what we say? Let's get it. Word, here we have Charizard VSTAR with Arceus VSTAR. So really interesting take on this deck. And again, I do want to give a huge shout out to Celio's Network's channel. I did see a very similar list to this, and I did provide my own take. So we're going to go off and start in order and really explain things. I'll explain the strategy, all that great stuff. Like I said, translations are in the description. The copy pastable list is in the description. And here's the list that we have right now. So Arceus V is a great way to kind of get everything all started. So Arceus V is for sure a card we're getting in our set. Trinity Charge, you can search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon V in any way that you like. This allows us to accelerate energies to our Charizard and make sure that we're able to get for those big energy attacks. So one cool thing that I like doing about here is this is one of the very few decks that can evolve from a V into a V-Star or VMAX, because both Charizard V-Star and Charizard VMAX evolve from a Charizard V. So we could Trinity Charge to a Charizard V and then decide how we're really going to take that the next turn. We also have Power Edge, but that's really not a big attack from the Arceus V. Trinity Charge is really how we're getting the party started. Even though it's not necessarily next to each other, there are 3 Arceus VSTAR just to the right of the Charizard VMAX. Nice art that we have there. So let's go over that card as well, because it does directly evolve from the Arceus V. So Arceus VSTAR does have Trinity Nova, so you could start attacking with Trinity Nova and build up more energies, build up a gigantic board of energies. I think that sounds relatively powerful, and you're able to just kind of get different attacks set up, so you're able to maybe 2-shot something with Arceus VSTAR, set up a Charizard VSTAR, and then start attacking, or a Charizard VMAX, or however you'd like. I think the damage output seems really good, and it works well with everything else that we have going on here. You can use the ability Starbirth if you do run into a bit of a rough patch during your during the way that you're playing the deck or anything else like that, but it is one of those things where just try to keep that in mind as you go through there, that like you do have other V-Stars. You're only allowed to use 1 V-Star power per game, whether it's Charizard V-Star's attack or if it's the Arceus V-Star's V-Star power. So it's one of those things where it's Starbirth or attacking with Charizard V-Star's big attack. Really up to you to decide. Think back when we played any GX format decks, that this is very similar across the board, right? So you got to think about if you have GX attacks, which one do you use? Even if you have multiple ones, it really does start adding complex layers of strategy to the game. Charizard V, the reason why we play this one, there is one from Darkness Ablaze that came out with Charizard VMAX. I think this one's a little bit better for this deck because a lot of players are gonna try to be fancy and be like, hey, we can play with these things. I like that this one has 2 energy retreat cost, and we are able to do 90 damage for 3 energies. I think the other one does 80 for 3 energies. It does cost more fire energies if I recall correctly off the top of my head. But we can discard Pokemon tools, and that might be okay. It's Heat Blast also seems pretty good. I mean, if you're attacking with Charizard V over and over again, you're probably not in the greatest position. I think it's much better to try to evolve into a Charizard VSTAR or a Charizard VMAX. The 2 energy retreat cost works great with Air Balloon, so that's really where we're playing it as. So this card is really more of a vessel. I like using Arceus V or Arceus VSTAR to accelerate energies to a couple of the Charizards and deciding how I want to evolve into a V-Star, VMAX, 2 prize cards, 3 prize cards, different attacks that we have available. Charizard V-Star, like I said, it does have a V-Star power, and its V-Star power is a 4 energy attack. It does 320. 320 plus a Choice Belt knocks out pretty much anything in the game. So think about those huge swing turns. If you need to take care of something, that might just be the power that you want to be holding on to. Its explosive fire does 130 plus 100, and if this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, it does 230 total. So that's really good to kind of two-shot Pokemon. I think it works great with Choice Belt to knock out other, maybe knock out some V Pokemon or some maybe a V-Star Pokemon or something like that. I think it works out pretty well there. The Magma Basin is what adds the damage counters. So Magma Basin reads out, once during your turn, you may attach a Fire Energy from your discard pile to one of your benched Fire-type Pokemon. If you do attach an energy like this, you get to put 2 damage counters on it. So it's kind of like Single Strike Roar. So this allows us to get Explosive Fire set up, and we have ways to accelerate Fire Energies to our bench. We also have the VMAX, where the Charizard VMAX is able to hit for that 300 damage threshold over and over again because it's not a V-Star power. You are discarding energies, but you can also put double turbo energy on that Pokemon. But if you get all the 5 fire energies on it, you could Choice Belt and really swing hard. So you have a lot of ways to hit for some big numbers. And as we've seen with some other decks, when you're able to go back-to-back hits with big numbers like Alchemy VMAX and Shadow Rider and a few other V unions when people were experimenting with those ended up working out really well. So I think that mid-game having this back-to-back checkmate allows you to really stay footed in games. I think a Crobat V sounds great. I also have a Lumineon V in here, which is a spiritual reprint of Tapu Lele. Its ability allows you during your turn when you play this card down from your hand, you can search your deck for a Pokemon supporter. So you're able to grab I guess just a supporter, not a Pokemon supporter, a supporter. You could grab a research if you need to draw some cards, or that game-winning boss, or maybe Kindler allows you to dig a little deeper to get that Choice Belt or double turbo energy. So I think those work out incredibly well. We also have a Moltres. So the Moltres does 20 damage plus an additional 70 if it has any damage counters on it. Again, Magma Basin putting the damage counters on it. So you could even go turn 1 Magma Basin Moltres knockout game, win on your opponent. Between the 2 Air Balloon, 2 Switch, you might be able to do some decent damage with that Moltres. It also puts you into a nice 2-shot range with either Arceus V-Star or your Charizard V-Star. So I think having a single prize card option sounds great. I went for a Professor's Research build here, and I think Professor's Research seems good just to like get some clutter out of your hand and start drawing cards. Marnie seems great. I think Boss seems pretty great. Like, these are all pretty normal. Kindler is pitch a Fire Energy from your hand. If you do, search your deck, or search the top 7 cards of your deck for any 2 cards. So I think that can allow you to reach into some double turbo energies. I think that sounds great. Maybe you want to get some Energy Switch, stuff like that. That could be really cool. It also gets energies in the discard pile for Magma Basin, so I think that works out pretty reasonable. There's only a couple copies there. We have a copy of Raihan, and Raihan, when you're able to go accelerate a Fire Energy, search your deck for a double turbo energy, Arceus, accelerate 3 energies, kind of plays. Raihan can really set some things off. I think Ultra Ball, again, a reprint here from Brilliant Stars, pitching 2 cards, searching your deck for anything. Like, we have a mix of VMAX Pokemon, V Pokemon, Basic Pokemon, V-Star Pokemon. It really allows us to search things out, getting Fire Energies for Magma Basin. Same thing, Quick Ball, a little bit more common. Not everyone knows what Ultra Ball does, but Quick Ball is pretty much played in every single deck. You can always discard a Fire Energy or a Pokemon you don't need. You get that Fire Energy with Magma Basin, sounds great. I do like Energy Switch in a deck like this. I did see that from the Celios video, that there were like, when you're moving energies across all the Pokemon, you might not necessarily always attach the energies to the right Pokemon at the end of the day. So it can be quite difficult to figure out where exactly to attach those energies. And if you ever attach it wrong, or something changes in the game, or maybe you go Magma Basin, you could always Energy Switch and make something happen. Maybe pull out a Charizard VMAX gigantic attack with that 305 energy attack cost. I think just a couple Switch, couple Air Balloons works well for this deck. We have Choice Belt, the card to the right of Switch. It allows you to do an additional 30 damage to your opponent's Pokemon V, which is VMAX, VSTAR, V Union, Pokemon V. And that also kind of offsets the double turbo energy minus 20 damage. And I think it just allows you to hit some big numbers with Star Blaze or with Charizard VMAX, or get yourself in some two hit range. So I really like that a lot. Magma Basin, we've already gone over a little bit to the right of Air Balloon, but if you're playing a fire type deck, this is probably going to be your go-to stadium. I really don't see why you wouldn't. 10 fires seems to be the acceptable number for a deck like this, between searching things out, getting them back from the discard pile, and double turbo energy. You can attach it to any of your Pokemon, so it's great as retreating, it's great for attacking, even like with that Arceus V, like its damage that it does minus 20 for each one that you have attached. It doesn't matter if you're not doing any damage like with your Arceus V. So starting it off with Arceus V, accelerating energies to your various Pokemon in play, really coming up with a game plan on whether you're going to be using Arceus VSTAR or powering up a Charizard V, evolving into a Charizard V or VMAX VSTAR, using Moltres as a pivot. Like, this deck seems like a relatively powerful fire toolbox kind of deck, and I like that there's a lot of ways to accelerate energies and do damage and really do a lot of damage. So in terms of a Charizard deck, if you like Charizard, this seems like a great way to play it. I thought about playing it very similar to the Centiskorch VMAX deck that I've covered, or using Inteleon based cards, but I do think Arceus is probably going to be the most successful way to play it. I know I've already covered Arceus VSTAR on the channel, but it is one of those cards that I think is going to be relatively powerful in this format, and powering up a whole bunch of different decks. So again, I really hope that you all enjoy this deck and that you enjoy Charizard VSTAR. Let me know what you think about this take. Do you have any changes that you would make for your Charizard VSTAR deck? Let me know in the comments below. And that's what we have going on for this video today. Hopefully, again, you enjoyed another VSTAR kind of deck profile. I know I've been trying to cover everything I possibly could on the channel, and there's a lot of great cards coming out in this set and a lot of great content that I'm trying to do. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch up with all y'all later. Have yourself a wonderful day. Peace out and have a great one. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.